Hey folks, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're having a great day. I've just realised my camera has moved significantly. I'm just going to adjust this, try and get it back to where it should be, so you guys can see what I'm doing when I'm building. Okay, this is what happens when you set up your stream 3 hours before the show starts, and then forget to check it's all looking good. There we go. Anyway, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, folks. Wherever you are, I hope you're doing well. Let's just see who's in chat. I know that George got first, so congratulations, George, for getting first today. I've got a feeling my camera mount is not going to be sturdy enough and it's going to drop even further. Let's just see if I can tighten this up. Let's see if that holds. George got first. Vogon's here as well. Vogon subscribed as well for 5 months. Thank you very much, dude. It's Derek's here as well as Van Strom, Zujo, Julam. Anaki's here as well. Anaki, I hope you're doing well, man. Good to be good to see you at the end of this month. Looking forward to that. The other JJ420 is here as well. Crash Draws, the legend that is here as well. Loop Helios too. Ziant is here. Tronics. Time to vote on Camping Round 2 on Mech Market. Mech Madness, not Mech Market. Mech Madness 2020. I have been voting on there on both the Clack and on my personal one, so we'll see how that goes. We've got Icarus Drew as well as Unicorn Salami. Good evening, folks. I am me, you are you, rated with a party of 36. Thank you very much, dude. Thank you. Good to see you. No Brian to screw with Jay's cam. Yeah, exactly. This is what the camera should look like. This camera here where my hands are. This is the camera that's on my face during the actual weekly stream. This is what he was getting, and for some reason that's not what he was displaying. So, yeah. Tefram says, how do I do? I'm doing okay, yes. Jay's camera colour is normal. It was Brian's fault. Absolutely it was. You look better, not washed out in brightness during Thursday. It's Brian, man. I do not know what he does. But he ruins my my camera, whatever he does with it. T-Tom123 is here as well. Subscribed for 2 months. Says LY, love you. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. WGMPC is here as well. It says good evening. Bearded Nutting as well. I love that username, man. I love that username. Enemies Friends here as well. Captain Schwa, the legend that is our longest subscriber. Captain Schwa, thank you very much for joining. Mange is here as well, saying Type X is hype. Nice to see something original in tray mounts and seems interesting. Well, if you guys are interested, I can actually compare it as well at some point towards the end of the build with the Noxery T60, which is also a 4-point tray mount system, so we can have a look at too. Zujo says, I am A1SK on Instagram, finally watching my stream. Well, nice to see you, man. Glad to have you here. Oops, I muted when I ended my stream. I hope it's all going well there, man. Have a great night. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I'm me or you. It was great to see you again. I haven't checked one of your streams out in so long. I need to try and make it there for your next one, dude. And I do apologise for that. Bearded Nutting gives us 100 bits as well. Thank you, man. 100 bits. There we go. Awesome. Doesn't show Bob. What's Bob Kakan? What's Bob got to do with it? I don't know what Bob is. Alright, this camera is bugging me. As I say, I do set it up like an hour before the stream, and for some reason it's just not going to hold. You can see. Let's just see if we can get this right first, guys. Yeah, it's just not holding. Hold on, let me tighten up that. Right, that looks better in terms of that bit. Okay, that's about as good as we're going to get it. That's about as good as we're going to get the camera for today. If it moves, it moves. I can't be bothered sussing it out anymore, but we'll go with that. I've been changing the boom arm, so it's a new boom arm that I've got for the camera, and I hadn't quite tightened everything up. I thought everything was alright because I set the camera up maybe 3 or 4 hours ago. Thought it was going to be okay. Apparently the camera's just too heavy and it's just gradually dropped, so it should be good now. I hope. We'll see how it goes. Where did we get to? Ziant says, thanks for the advice on going straight to the designer for the PCB and plate. I think I got that worked out. Nice. Glad that worked, man. Did I already do the build? Nope, I haven't even started the build yet. We'll be getting there in a few minutes. Crooked J with a crooked camera. It's slightly crooked at the minute, but hey, it'll do for the stream. You guys will be able to see what I'm doing, and I'll be able to show you guys what I'm doing as well. It's nice and clear, apart from me knocking the mic, so we should be all good. Right then, without much further ado, I think we should start to look at some POM keycaps. What do you guys think? How does that sound? POM keycaps? Maybe? Well, I haven't opened these yet, but these are the POM keycaps that I got from Escape Keyboard. You can see they're still sealed. I haven't torn the seal or anything else. So I thought I should just show you guys how these came. So these came in this coffee style bag. You can see I've got the matcha green keycaps in there. It looks like there's two separate bags. It almost looks like these ones are in a bag inside and these ones aren't. Not sure what's going on there as well. All nicely branded with the Escape Keyboard theme. And then on the back there is the safety seal saying do not eat. So don't try to eat these. As well as the list of mods. So we've got row 4, row 3, row 2, row 1, all those different ones. Now, to be able to fit this set, because this doesn't include a 7U spacebar, it doesn't include ISO, we will be building today using the only spare 60% PCB I had, and we will be building in ANSI layout. Now these stabs are just in this board from when I've used it previously for something. They do need lubing very, very quickly, so we will do that as well. But yeah, I had to desolder this from another board, so I had something to build for today. In terms of the switches that are going to go underneath these keycaps, we'll be using just some brand new gap blacks. The idea for this is I want to break these in to use them in another build that's upcoming very soon. Might be called the Lodestone, so we'll see how that goes. The other thing we'll do in a minute as well is just compare these keycaps to the Tau POM jelly keycaps as well. So this is a set straight from Taobao. We'll compare this set with this set, see if they're the same keycaps, see if they're slightly different, see whether these are worth the price, because these are quite cheap on Taobao and AliExpress. These aren't particularly expensive, but we will take a look at them. We will see if there's any differences, and we'll talk that through and see how we get on. First thing I notice is the colour is very different to any of the other greens. It doesn't match, so that's a good sign, I think. But we shall definitely take a look and see where we get to. So these ones are the set that's available on Taobao. They've been on there for ages. You can get these all the time. Yeah, so that's where you get these from Taobao. I can drop the link into Discord later on if anyone wants it. These came from Escape Keyboards, which is esckeyboards.com, I believe. So yeah, there we go. That's what you can do. That's how you can get hold of them. As I say, we will compare the two. We'll take a look at these first, and then we'll compare them to some similar claps from the old set and see how they go. They don't look thicker, but we'll check that out and we'll see. I'll see if I can grab my calipers actually, because that would help. Some nice vernier measurements. Okay, so I haven't opened these. As I say, everything you see is as I see it for the first time. That's the bag emptied. First thing, thank you for your support. Nice little card inside. EscapeKeyboard.com. There's the website if you want to take a look at these. And there's the logo on the rear as well. So there we go. Let's catch up with chat just before we look at these. Jack Static, thank you very much for the 2-month streak of subs. 11 months now. Wow. Much love. Much love to you, man. Thank you very much. I wonder how that sound must give someone a wonderfully bassy sound. We'll try it out on the board later on and we'll see how it builds. Is this a client build or a personal? Nearly all my builds are personal. I will say if it's a client build right up at the front of the stream. If I don't say, it's because it's for me personally. Not texting, driving, actually pulled over to type this, just showing some love, then back on the road. Oh, well, thanks, man. Glad to have you here. Up until now, I think Escape Keyboard have just been flipping Tau Cap, but now they're going straight to the menu, I think. Yeah, well, so we're going to try and see if these are... Oh, look. There's even some of the colours. We can compare these to the other ones and see if they are the same or not. And we'll see how we feel. They feel nice. They feel like POM keycaps. They feel nice and smooth. No marks or anything on them, but we'll get to that. Chris Bezic is here. It says, "Evening, Jay. Are the POM keycaps squishy anyway?" No, they're really firm plastic, so there's not much give in them. I mean, they're not, when they're called jelly POMs, they're not actually jelly-like. I hope these are the ones that are thicker than the Taobao ones. We'll have a look. I don't think they are. Tiny Shiny Crumb, subscribe to Tier 1. Thank you very much. Tiny Shiny Crumb, what a great username. What a great username. How to get those resin-looking keycaps. These ones are not resin, they're POM, but they're available on Escape Keyboards. We're going to have a look at them in a second and see if they are the same as the ones on Taobao, which you can get for a little bit cheaper. Our POM keycaps shiny. They're kind of like a matte, but kind of a satin finish, so they have got a little bit of shine to them, but not massively. The spacebar might be easier for me to show you. So these are matcha green in colour. It's not shiny as such, but it's kind of like a matte satin finish. It's quite nice. It's quite nice. Lick test. No, I'm not a licker. I don't like to lick things. They definitely look squishy. Yeah, they're not squishy. They're not. They're hard. They're just smooth. POM is seriously solid. Yes, it is. Unicorn 5855 says, "Yeah, you made it this time. Hello, welcome. Glad to have you here." So, sound the main reason to get POM keycaps. Sound and feel. Sound and feel. There's going to be no plate in this build. No plate. This is going to be a no plate build. How's the spacebar? Any warping? That's a good point. Let me. There is no warping at all on that spacebar. That spacebar is flat. Let me see if I can find a bit of cardboard or something to show you guys. Bear in mind that this is cardboard, so it's not the best test, but it's flat. There is no warping on that keycap. So that's pretty good. I'll just try one of the long shifts. Again, no warping on the keycap. It's definitely flat and flush. And bottom edge, it's nice and flat. So there we go. These are OEM profile. These colours do lead me to believe that they are the same as those, but we'll come to that in a second. There's a ton of different kits here, all sorts of keycaps. Anyway, we'll put those to one side. We can get them on the board afterwards. We'll compare the colours actually. Let's compare the colours. Let's open this. So these are the other colours in the range. There's kind of like a pink. There's a pale blue grey. There's a yellow. There's an orange. Focus. There is a purple. And there is a white. So there we go. Just looking at the insides of these do have, and it might be really hard for me to show you this, but there is, just in this bottom corner, there's a little bit of text that tells you what row it is as well. So in this bottom corner here, it does say R4 right on the underside of the keycap. It's almost impossible for me to show you this. The camera's just not going to pick it up. Let me start trying to show you one of these bigger caps. If it focuses. Can you kind of see that there's something just in this bottom corner here? Maybe my finger behind it. Can you kind of see there? So that's where it tells you what row it is, which makes it easier to help. These are obviously row, well, they're called row 4, but there will be row 1 in cherry. Some nice thick keycaps. Let me see if I've got my verniers to hand actually. So let's take some measurements. Come on, turn on. Okay, this is where the battery's dead. Typical. Let me see if I've got a spare battery for these. I don't think I have a spare battery that'll fit in these. I have probably 1,000 different batteries in this drawer, but I bet this is not a size that I have. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Is that the same? Is that the same? No. Nope. Okay, so no verniers. Sadly, I don't have a battery, and these are dead. Typical. Always the way. How much was that set of keycaps? These were sent to me as a review pack, so really upset that these aren't working. Go on, try again. Nope. Okay, so it's not going to be possible for me to measure these really, not down to the exact point of a millimetre. I think they're going to be thicker than a millimetre though. I mean, it looks like they're just over 1mm thick. Sadly, I can't measure them on stream today. I will measure them afterwards, and I'll post some results. I'll get a battery for those tomorrow, and I'll do that. Yeah, so that's why you don't like digital calipers. They've been fine. The battery's been in them for pretty much ever, probably for 10 years, and then right now, when I need them on stream, they're broken. Anyway, so they're quite thin. They aren't thick, but they're not supposed to be thick. So POM keycaps are always going to be thinner than cherry. It's pretty difficult to show you that edge. But they're probably just over 1mm thick, maybe 1.15mm thick. Thicker in the corners. That's part of the injection molding process. Mods are the same. There's no thicker material on the mods. They're all the same. So very, very, very similar. Let's take a look and see if these have any comparison to the original jelly POMs. So these are the ones that are available on Tau right now. So first things first, let's take a row 1 cap that's supposed to be purple. So this is the new ones, this is the Tau ones. There is a very, very slight colour difference. I don't know if that's showing up on camera. A very slight colour difference. They have exactly the same stamp on the inside, R4 stamp. Again, I'm not going to be able to show you that on stream. But the mouldings are identical. You can see here that the mouldings are identical. The thickness is pretty much identical. I'd be very, very tempted to say that these came from the same mould. This is the new cap, that's the old cap. Yes, 1.5mm caps in POM do exist. You're right, Cherry did make those, but not as jelly POMs on the aftermarket. No one's made them on the aftermarket that thick. Or at least as far as I'm aware. These, I want to say that these are the same keycaps. Want to say that these are the same keycaps. The blue is identical in colour, so this blue-grey colour, there's no difference, no discernible difference between these two keycaps. These two are identical in the colour. Just so you can see how the light affects them a little bit, but these are identical. Again, they've got the same R4 marking in the bottom corner. Let's try looking at the caps lock key or something like that. What have we got here? 1.5U modifier. Let me find something on the modifier row. So there is more compatibility in these because these have got 1.5U mods, and this doesn't have many of them. This is a white cap versus a green cap. So let me have a look. Oh, this is 1.75. Sorry, not 1.5. Row 2 1.75. Row 1 1.75, so the keycaps are different rows here for the 1.75U, but they feel almost identical, they look almost identical. They've got the same sprue marks, they've got the same marks in terms of where the keycaps come from. We've got the same moulding marks inside. It's very difficult for me to say that these are different keycaps. What's this, 1.25? That's 1.5, sorry. Yeah, so these keycaps look identical. Test J. Not good. Not good. So there we go. So that's the answer, guys. I think that these are from the same manufacturer as these keycaps. These keycaps are the Taobao ones. These ones are on sale on Escape Keyboards. So I am almost of the mind that they are identical. I can't see any discernible differences between the two sets. So there we go. Let's just have a quick chat through and see what you guys are talking about. This is why I dislike electric calipers. The ease of reading a screen over reading the lines is not worth the pain in the ass that a battery is. It's true, but it was okay. You can now get full pudding caps for your $1,000 custom. Yep. Keycaps here. Hey Dan, welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining. Jay, that's just not true. Well, yeah, we talked about that. Yes, there are ones out there that Cherry made, but none that are aftermarket. That's the case. And I think there were 1.3mm, the Cherry ones, not 1.5 if I remember rightly, but they were thicker, you're right. Yeah, Enemy's Friend, the right one was a bit more vibrant. Yes, this purple was a bit more vibrant there. I think that's just probably different batches that are slightly different colours. POM keycaps look tasty, they do. Crash gifted a tier 1 sub to Rabbit Sensei as well. Thank you very much, man. Does it support ISO? So these are going to support ISO. So the ones from Escape Keyboards are going to support ISO, and they're also going to support a 7U spacebar. They don't at the minute, but that is something they're looking to deliver, yes. Yeah, I wouldn't if I mix these coloured keycaps in with. So if I mix these ones in with that box, I wouldn't be able to tell the difference. Absolutely wouldn't be able to tell the difference. Is that Honeywell on the JO1? Yes, that's Honeywell. That is GMK Honeywell. Yes. So yeah. So these are identical to the other ones. So we'll put them on the board when we've built it at the end of the stream anyway. Let me just pop these to one side. In terms of if you want to buy some, it's entirely up to you if you want to look at the Taobao ones. Now, one thing I will say for Escape keyboards is they have colours that Taobao don't. So on Taobao you can get either plain white ones or the Jelly POM rainbow ones. So you can get either rainbow ones like this, or you can get just in this colour. The ones on Escape keyboards do come in matcha green and some other colours as well, lavender and a blue as well. So if you want to do that, then go for that. The only ISO POM aftermarket keycap set, non-cherry, because Main's just watching, the only one that offer ISO is the Feng group buy at the minute. These will offer ISO, but they don't quite yet, so that's why there's no ISO in this particular set of kits. That's why I'm going to be building ANSI today. But they are going to offer ISO as long as demand's there, which I hope it will be. The only ones that ever did offer ISO, apart from the cherry ones, were the original Feng group buy. Now, I do have a set of those somewhere. I just can't for the life of me find them. I spent a couple of hours this morning trying to look for them. Can't work out where they are. So we'll see how it goes. But yes, these are identical to the POM keycaps that are already on the market. Okay, so without much further ado, it is time to take a look at the build. Now, as I said, we are going to be building this as a plateless build today. So we're going to be building it just ANSI, just using the PCB, and we're going to be using standard Gateron black switches. Classic J, need a tour of all of your key set storage at some point. I mean, there's about 40 sets just in the corner there. Let me try and show you guys. So I've got 3 sets just here at the front with the bit of cardboard on top. I've got another 4 sets just there. I've got a pile in the back corner, where Space Cadet is, just underneath the Exent, so just in this far corner here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I've got 6 in the pile there, 8 on the shelf there, and 8 on the bottom shelf beneath the brown box that you can see with the red controller on. So that's just what's in the office at the minute. Okay, now we've got the camera up. There we go. So yeah, I have a few GMK sets. Yeah, I know the camera won't focus. Let's see if we can get the camera to focus. Is that going to focus on me? Probably not. Let me manually fix that. Bloody cameras. Today has been a day of cameras. Okay, no, it won't fix. Where is the zoom? Okay, so it's on autofocus. Why is it on autofocus? There we go. There we go. I'm back in focus now, guys. You can actually see me again. Okay, so what we've worked out today is that these keycaps are very similar to the ones on Taobao. And we also need to do a build of a keyboard. That's a nice shirt colour, by the way. Thank you very much. This is actually my wife's shirt, and I'm wearing it today because this came from Sour and Mountain Blocks. It's the MX Switch top, but it's actually my wife's. So there we go. Where I just see giant piles of money on screen. Yeah, I have a bit of a collection problem, I think. North facing LEDs, it was literally the only PCB I had spare. I had to desolder this out of a board. I need to find someone who can give me 10 PCBs or something like that just to stock. Or maybe I should start stocking them on the store. Maybe that's what I need to do. And then just buy them myself off the shop when I need one. So yeah, it is north facing, but it will do for today's test because we're using OEM profile keycaps, not GMK. Drew, I was trying to get the commands. There you go, man. You got them. Send your coconut as well. They say saying hi, everyone. Hi, good to see you, dude. Socialite says, if I ever get married, Jay, I hope to have the same negotiating powers that you have with your wife to be able to amass a similar collection. I just don't tell her. Simple as that. I'm very curious about the Type X I ordered. Hope it's good. Excellent. Well, I'll be building mine in just one moment. That's a nice looking desk pad, a group buy, or do you have a name link? This came from Novel Keys. Mike, because he sponsors the show, his badge is going to come up here in the screen in a minute. He often sends Brian and I gift packages. This was in one of those, so thank you very much to Novel Keys for that, because there you go, it's up there now. This is one of the nicest desk pads I own. I really, really like it. Plane 60C, give Martin a full-time job. I do have about 3 Plane 60Cs. Maybe I should ask him for some more. Yeah. Ask Leandrin about the WT60D. Genuinely the best PCB I've used. I've got a few of those. I've actually got 3 or 4. I built one in the Honeyboard 60 not so long back, and I've got a couple of others as well. I just don't have any that aren't in builds and weren't in any boards I want to use. Now let's see what the wife spends money on. Handbags. Handbags and clothes. There you go. Is there a reason for using the 4-point tray mount over regular? Is it supposed to have any differences or advantages? We'll talk about that when I unbox the board in a minute, yes. Imagine when someone breaks in and wants valuable stuff and only sees plastic keycaps and keyboards. Yeah, if someone broke in, they're not going to notice that this is valuable or anything like that. It's just going to be the way it is, right? Although that being said, it is insured, so it is on the insurance, yeah. Okay, personally I find the current MX Blacks a bit too heavy. Interestingly, the ones I got in stock poker were quite smooth for stock switches though. I'm not a massive fan of MX Blacks, I'll be honest, not cherry ones anyway. Definitely prefer the Gap Blacks, these are really nice. 15 pence a switch or 15 cents a switch depending on where you are in the world. Dead cheap, dead good to use. These are going to be broken in this board for a month maybe. I'll use it at work and then I'll put them in the lodestone. That's the plan. Jay, aren't you using the dedicated Type X PCB? I'm not, no. When Leandrin sent me the board, which he did because he's a great guy, he sent me the board and he sent me 3 boards. He sent me a clipper, 2 Type X's, one for Brian, one for myself, and the clipper we gave away. There was a PCB in with one of the Type X's and I gave it away with the clipper. So, yeah. But this is the board. This is the Type X box. Well, it is what my Type X came in anyway. Inside you do have space for a PCB, so there's kind of like 2 big bits of foam in here, so there's space for a PCB there. That's where it was on this particular one. But then here is the board itself. This is the 4-point tray mounted system that I talked about before. So you see you've got 2 points here and 2 points there. If I hold this up close, you'll actually see that these have got rubber gaskets over the top of them as well, which should help dampen any movement. And it does come with this nice case foam as well. I believe this is cut by MK Ultra. It feels very much like an MK Ultra type packaging, foam. There's also the badge on the inside of the case there, which is really, really nice. This lovely aqua green colour, aquamarine. It's really, really, really nice. I'll show you guys the side profile. Nice little finger cut holdouts there. Very, very simple. Nothing else on the external of the case. Very, very simple design. Just that badge on the inside, which says Mechanese Typing Experience. And then you've got the nice foam with the Mechanese branding on as well. So that's the board. This colour is amazing, by the way. This colour is absolutely lovely. I'm a big fan of this colour, this board. I don't know how well the camera's picking it up, but it's just like a deep green colour. It would work really, really, really well with GMK Waves, I suspect. And here's Fleximan, my Lodestone compatriot. Thank you very much. And he's gifted 7 subs. Wow. Well, subscribed for tier 1 for 7 months. Thank you, dude. And he's given 5 tier 1 subs as well. So Rope, Vanstom, Krasios, Zapocalypse, and 420 as well. Congratulations, guys. That is a lovely case. It is a really great case. The machining is nice. I can't speak highly enough about the machining. It's quite a rough anodization, but I kind of like that. That's what I went for on the JO1 as well. You can pick and choose with your manufacturers. All the lines are crisp and even. There's no marks or dings. Rubber bump-ons came pre-installed. They were already on the board. Nice clean edges, nice clean lines as well. So thank you very much, Flexman, for those gift subs. I really, really do appreciate that, dude. I like that colour quite a bit, says on Creative Mind. Yes, I really like this. For a second, I had Deja Vu from yesterday. Deja Vu, yes. From yesterday when I built my clipper. Same colour, same look from on top. Yes, it does. It isn't cut by MK Ultra. I need to make that clear. Okay, fair enough. There was some question about that a while ago in the server. Okay, it does look very much like the EVA foam that he did. But yeah, great. If it's not, fantastic. Either way, it's good foam. Leandrin has another source for foam. Excellent. P for First says, Jay, how are these POM keycaps compared to the ones on Taobao? They are identical to the ones on Taobao, apart from they come in different colours. So whilst on Escape keyboards you can buy them in white and rainbow, you also have other colours that aren't available on Tao, such as this matcha green and a lavender, and I think there's a blue one as well, and some others too. But they are really, really nice keycaps. These were sent to me as a review sample, so I didn't pay for them. I haven't looked on Escape keyboards to see how much they are. I suspect they're a little bit more expensive than on Tao, but there are more choices as well. And they will have 7U support. They do have 1.5U keycaps for the bottom row, which the Tao ones don't, and they are going to have 7U spacebar and ISO facilities as well, which the ones on Tao don't either. Enemy's friend says, okay Jay, sorry to do this, but BIG is playing and I got to spot my German boys. You go, man, you go watch it. George subscribed for 9 months. Thank you very much, George. He says, oh, I forgot to do this. Well, thank you for doing the thing. Thank you for clicking that button. Want to borrow those green keycaps? You can go on Escape keyboards and buy them. How come your Gap Blacks have milky top housings? Because that's what they are, Gap Blacks with milky top housings. This is how they come. This was a group buy arranged by Pingu, direct from Gateron. I got 400 or 600 of these switches, I can't recall, something like that. A huge number anyway. Cohen donated 1,000 bits, thank you very much for that, I really appreciate that. Bearded Nutting says you can hear the rough texture when you're stroking the case. Not sure I like that. Yeah, I like it. I mean, I have it on the JO1 as well, to a lesser extent. This does sound hollow because it's not fully built, so it will sound a little bit more hollow. I'm really pressing hard there. But yeah, I like it. I like the feel. What's the profile of POM keycaps? These are OEM profiles, so they're slightly taller than Cherry. Yeah, so there we go. I think we've caught up then. He did make the Clipper S, which sold at the same time, and also Tindy's on the way, which is nice. Yes, Tindy's very different. I'm hoping to get one of those as well. Milky Top Gats are really nice, lubing up 140 of them right now. I will be lubing these after they're worn in and broken in, because they'll be going in a different board. So there. Julian, thank you very much for the 1,000 bits as well. That has started the hype train. So guys, if you want to try and get the hype train going, I tell you what, if we hit level 3 on the hype train, I have some stuff to give away. So if we hit level 3 on the hype train, I've got all of these game voucher codes that I've never used. I will give these away on stream today if we hit level 4 on the hype train or level 5 on the hype train. Let's say we'll give 2 away if we hit level 4, and we'll give all of them away if we hit level 5. There we go. So there we go. Let's see how we get on. Thank you very much. Another 100 from Bearded Nutink, and 1,000 bits from It's Derek as well. Thank you very much, guys. And 420 in gave a gift sub to Mange HD as well, so there we go. What's your favourite lube for linears? I like to put 104 on the springs, Crytox 104 on the springs, and then 205 grade 0 on the stems. That's my kind of favourite. Anyway, let's crack on with the build. So, I do need to lube these wires because these wires haven't been lubed. I'm going to leave these housings in the board just to try and make this a little bit easier. A little bit faster. So I'm going to lube the wires, put the wires back in, and then I'll lube the slider rails on the housings afterwards. Hopefully you guys are going to get us up to level 5. If you do, as soon as I've done the lubing of the stabilizers, if we hit level 5, I'll give away all of those games on the vouchers. If we hit level 4, I'll give away 2 of them. How about that? Okay. Okay, going in. There we go. There we go. Minerva says 100 bits. I designed my very first key set. Would you mind giving me some feedback? You reach out to me. I will give you all the feedback you like. Crash sends 300 bits. Julium sends another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 600 bits. Where did we get to? Where did we get to? Did we hit level 5? Level 3 complete. There we go. Level 3 is now complete. We're into level 4. Guys, the hype train. There we go. That's 2 of those gift cards are going if we hit level 4. Where's the hype music? I don't do hype music. We are hype enough as we are. Right, I'm going to try and get these wires out without taking the stabilizers out. Don't try this at home, kids. There we go. I do not recommend doing it that way, but hey, it worked for me. Jay, how is your Mech Madness predictions going so far? Do you know what, guys? I didn't manage to do any Mech Madness predictions. I started a bracket, I logged in, started to go through it, and then I never got around to completing it, and then before I knew it, March was upon us. So I don't have a Mech Madness bracket this year, which is really frustrating because I would have loved to have done it. And I've been voting, as I'm sure everyone else has, on Instagram. Seeing some things go well, some things go not so well. Okay. Crash, you've got the bits there, yeah. Jay, just sing for us. I can't sing. The last thing you want to hear is my singing voice. But with 13% of the way through level 4, I'll give 2 of those game codes out. If we hit level 5, I'll give all 5 of them out. I'll get Nightbot running, and we'll work out who the winners are that way. So it's all nice and fair. Okay. I really don't recommend doing stabilizer this way. It's very faffy, but hey, needs must today. Just trying to be quick and efficient so I can show you guys the build in full. Okay. Okay, last one now, and then we'll do the slider rails. Just put in a fair amount of lube on here, not too much, not too little. It's always easier to add more later on than it is to remove it if things aren't quite right. Okay. There we go. That's those all in. 1 minute 22 guys left to hit level 5. There we go. Using the lubing syringe. No, I haven't used the lubing syringe for a long time. This is dielectric grease. I'm just putting it on sides of the sliders now. Just a thin coat, not too much, not too little. And so I'm just trying to be swift and even today, just because I've got a lot to do. And I don't want to be on stream for too long tonight because I've got a really early start with work in the morning. So for me it's 8:30, 8:45 on a Sunday night, and Mondays are very, very busy for me at work at the minute. I wonder how SA POM keycaps with a POM plate in a solid wood case would sound. Imagine the absolute bass that would come from that. It probably sound too loud. It's probably not something you'd want, if I'm honest. Maybe you would, maybe you would, maybe you'd like that. It's not something I would want. PBT caps with PBT switches on a PBT desk. Interestingly, your desk material will make your board sound different. That is a thing. That is a known phenomenon. We did level 3 hype train. Oh, we didn't even get level 4, guys. But I'll give away one of those codes anyway, because we only got level 3. But I'll give away one. Jay, I ordered one of your JO2s. Super excited. I love your work. Thank you, man. Thank you. I hope you like the board when you get it. I'm very, very excited for the JO2 group buy to finally ship and get out to everyone. It's just about a month since the orders are taken. Everything is now in with the factory for machining and all of that kind of good stuff. Okay, almost there on these stabilizers now. There we go. So as I say, that was just dielectric grease on the stabilizers, and as I say, this is just going to be a break-in board. It's not going to be used for anything other than breaking switches in. So now we've done that, we're going to mount the switches, and then we'll get around to soldering them. Now these are PCB mount switches, and we're going to do a plate-free build. So we're going to go without a plate on this particular build, and we are going to build it ANSI just so that we can use these keycaps. Did I join the Cat Atlantis group buy? I didn't, not yet. I'm not sure Cat Atlantis is for me. I do really like it, but I've got a few cat sets coming. So I'll be interested to see how those go. I do really like Cat, actually. It is one of the nicer profiles on the market right now. I just think that in terms of Cat, I'm waiting for at least one more group buy to ship other than Cat Alpha. I think Cat Milkshake is due to ship. I'm sure I saw Beep mentioning that. Mechanist build nice. Yes, thank you very much, Zambuman. I think we might get a chance to meet soon, Zambu, as well. I hear that you're going to Mechanicon in Germany, and I should be there too on the 25th of April. So I shall look out for you. Come and say hello. This is where it tells me in chat to not bother and to stay away from him. Milkshake is slightly delayed, I believe. Yeah, it was supposed to ship in January, February, I think, but I think coronavirus has delayed it a little bit. What's the major benefit of going plateless? It makes it easier for me to desolder these switches later on. So I'm just using this build to break in these switches. This is not the permanent build that will stay in this case. This is just the first build that I'm going to put into it. And as well as that, because I'm using the 4-point mounting system, which offers more flex, so you'll see that in here there's just the 4 screws instead of screws down here and here as well. That should mean that there is a little bit more flexibility across the plate. So yeah, that's the reason for just using the PCB mount. And so we are building ANSI just so we can use these particular keycaps. Oh, you're not going to Mechanicon? Oh, that's a shame. Someone told me that you were going. I think it was the guy from Candy Keys. David from Candy Keys said you were going to be there. That's a shame. You should come to London instead. London is on the 28th of March. And then of course the Seattle in the summer that I'll be at as well, all being well. That's currently something on my to-do list, book flights and everything for that. I actually use the ANSI layout on all my boards, even though I learned to type on a Norwegian ISO layout, just like the Eurokey layout in Windows to get the special Norwegian characters. That's fair, yeah, there's no right or wrong answers when it comes to layout. Use whatever you prefer. Traitor, who's a traitor now? Or the Prague meetup on June 6th. So I do want to go to the Prague meetup actually. One of the things I want to do is visit Prague with my wife, and I'm thinking that maybe we turn it into a keyboard and couples trip. So we do the whole coupley thing for a couple of days, maybe spend 4 days there, and then we do the meetup and then fly home the day after the meetup. That's the current Prague plan. So yeah, so London, not Leeds, London in the UK, then Mechanicon in Germany, then Prague in June, and then Seattle, whenever Seattle is. That's probably going to be July. I don't think a date's been set for yet. Are you ever going to try and attend the Stockholm meetup? Maybe. It's not on my radar at the minute. I would love to attend as many meetups as possible. I think there's a step caps in here, so we'll put step caps in the board. It would be great to be able to make it to Stockholm too, but sadly I can't make every single meetup. There's just far too many, which is a good thing for the hobby. Really good thing for the hobby that there's so many meetups. Gives people a chance to try new things, try things they've never seen before, meet people. Really happy. The UK one is going to be it's already the biggest one we've ever had in the UK, because we've sold more tickets for this one than we have any other event. Usually we only ever have 70 tickets or so available for a UK event. We usually end up with about 90 people wanting them. This time we've had availability for 200 tickets, and we've already sold well over 100 of them. So it's really exciting, because it's already going to be the biggest UK meetup we've ever had. So I'm really looking forward to that. And it's the day after my birthday as well, which is going to be really good fun. So I'm going to be down there with my wife on the Friday. We're going to go out, catch a show, have some drinks, eat some good food, meet up on the Saturday, go out on Saturday night with some friends, have some good food, some more drinks, and then Sunday take a nice easy train home. Everyone wishes they could make all the meets, but nobody can. Would love to try for London myself, but money is tight. You should try to come to London, man. It's going to be a really good meetup. I'm really excited for it. The Necros are coming over from mykeyboard.eu. We've got quite a few other people coming over as well. So King Nesty's coming. I can't even work out what's going on there. Man, that's confusing. These PCBs have got all these bloody bottom rows in and stuff. It's not good. I'm gonna guess that's where we want to go. What size shift key do I want? That is that the shift key I want. Yeah. I'm just putting these on to see for the size. Yeah, okay, so I've got the right alignment there. And now this, there we go. So slightly overballooned by linears. How long does it normally take for them to wear in? A long time. You would be better off trying to remove some of that lube from those switches if you can. That reminds me, I need to buy my ticket. Yes, Tom, you need to buy a ticket. Yes, you definitely need to buy a ticket. Cohen Roma says me. Okay. I'm not sure what you say, me too. I'm excited for the London meetup. It'll be my first meetup. It'll be great to see you there. Come and say hi. Definitely make your way over. Definitely say hi. I'm very approachable, very friendly. Love to be at meetup. Yeah, I'm not a fan of overloop switches. The last set of overloop switches I had were, I don't know if you guys remember for this, but when I did the Iron 165 build, and that was a really interesting build because Luke Barron, one of the guys from Smith & Rune, had done the switches himself, and they were way overlooped. They were not pleasant to type on, bless him. But I love the guy. He's a harmless giant, and I wish him all the well with his switch lubing in the future. Okay, so that switch is going to be a pain because there's nothing to hold it into the PCB. Now the next thing I need to do is work out how we do the bottom row. So I am going to put some keycaps on here. So I'm going to try and find some 1.25U keycaps. I'm just going to lightly put them on top of the switches, barely pushing them in. And that's just so that I can make sure that I get these in the right slots. Okay, I might have to leave those on for soldering. The right size, yep. Okay, so I might have to leave the keycaps on here just for soldering purposes. Just to make sure we've got them all nicely aligned. Pub Goku subscribed for 4 months and says, hey, hey, Menge. So not even saying hey to me. Wow. I see how it is. I see how it is. I said evening to you, sir. Oh, did you? Fair enough. Fair enough. I'm just winding you up. I missed that one. I missed a lot of things in chat. Anyone know where I could get some 205 grade 0 in the UK or EU for that matter? If you need it in the UK, mykeyboard.eu is probably the best place to get it. Okay. And so we're just using the keycaps here to make sure that we get the spacing right for this bottom row, because we're not using a plate, so there's nothing to align my eyes to or anything like that. We need some more 1.5U keycaps. You know what, I'm just going to empty all of these out and put them all in the pile, and then we can see what the compatibility is like afterwards. And then we're going to have to sort them into rows as well at some point. Oh dear. It'll be fine. 1.5Us. Got to be some more 1.25U keycaps. Typical. None as yet. Right, final bag. Okay, there's one there. That will do. Sold my Tofu 65 recently. Now I want to build something new in 65%. Looks like I'm going to have to wait a bit. Everything is sold out everywhere. Yeah, well, as someone mentioned there, Jules is coming out soon, which is Zambamon's board. That's going to be out shortly. If it's anywhere near as good as the TKL version, which was the Vern, then you will be very happy with it. I absolutely guarantee it. It's definitely something you could consider. I'm not sure what else 65% is coming. There's the Aki S. That looks quite interesting. AKIS, that's, I think that goes into group buy later on this month. Why will that not go in? There we go. I just had a slightly bent pin. Right, okay, now I need one more 1.25U keycap. There we go. Making these 65% when? Yeah, soon probably. How long you need to break these in for, Jay? I tend to find that after a month or two, but obviously everyone is different. Yeah, so I usually do about 3 weeks at work. That usually is enough for me to be comfortable with a set of switches to be broken in. Basically these are going to be on this board, probably with GMK waves, probably not with this keycap set, until the lodestone arrives. So that's going to be the plan. Right, row 1, so this is row 1 of this. I'm going to put the keycaps on now. Row 2. This is going to take a fair while to do, I suspect. There was a stepped caps lock. Is that the ANSI enter? It is. Okay, the step caps lock is there. And then we'll just solder it with the keycaps on. Wouldn't normally do that, but hey, it's fine for a single build. Maybe that's row 3 as well. Doesn't look like it, that's definitely not row 3. Wait, hang on, wait. Which way round does this go now? Come on. Okay, these keycaps are really, really tight on these switches. Currently not in a situation to be able to solder, so looking for a hot swap as well. I think, Zambamon, if you're still there, did you not say somewhere in a thread that Jules was going to be hot swap? Aki S group buy going to be in May. Okay, good to know. Thank you, free to play. Thank you. Anyone have issues with Milky Top's binding with GMK keycaps? Not personally, no. If you have, I'm really sorry about that. I hope you find a solution, a fix. That doesn't look like the right key. That's the numpad enter. Man. Right, row 1, row 2, row 3, row 4, row 5. Right, that's how it should go. Oh, in fact, row 1, row 1, row 2, row 3. That's it. Right, okay. That's row 3. There we go. I'm really, really glad that these have the row profiles on the base of the keycaps. It does make it damn sight easier to fit these. Normally, I'm very much a Legends kind of guy to tell me where to go. Okay. As you can see, it's going to have some nice flex to it as this build. I should have kept the packets where the packets were. That would have been a damn sight easier. Okay, I know we've got the couple of switches just here that are going to need to be held in place when we do them. So I'll put a keycap to one side for that. Okay, what row have we got here? This should be row 2. Oh, sorry, row 3, sorry. There we go. Row 1. I should have kept these all where they were together. For row 1. Row 1. Lots of row 1 caps. Row 1. Row 2. Jampot says, hello there, Jay. Good to see you, Jampot. Glad to see you here. Fixed plate hot swappable, no RGBs. A non-hot swappable version will be available as well. Excellent. Glad to hear it, Zambu. Glad to hear it. Supporting our people who don't like to solder. Damn, that looks exactly like the Mechanist Type X. That's good as it is the Mechanist Type X. There you go. Good spot. 2 plate options, fixed and variable plate. Nice. Plate files available as well, Zambu, or not? I'm most excited to see how it compares to the TX board. So the other board that I have that I can compare this one to is not the TX, it's the Noxry T60, which is by Zondat of Noxry Keyboards. Akies is literally the board that ticks all the boxes for me. It is a good looking board. I wouldn't disagree with that. I'm not sure it's one for me. I'm not sure if it's something I will buy, but it's not a terrible looking board. Oh, that's not that shift key. That's backspace. You can tell by the shape. R3. There we go. Clevy says, Top Crack, are these commercially available anywhere? Just waiting for the group buy at this point. So these keycaps, if that's what you mean, Clavier, these are the ones from Escape Keyboards. So they sent me these over to have a look at. I was happy to do so. I got them a few days ago. I think I got them on Tuesday. And it's now Sunday, so I've had them nearly a week. But they are identical to the Taobao ones, so if you are looking at picking some up on Taobao, you can get the rainbow version or the white version there. This version is a little bit different. Once all these are on, we'll quickly solder the board. I wouldn't normally solder with keycaps on, but we'd already started the process of putting them in, so we might as well finish. It's really useful that they do have the legend on the inside, so you can see which row they are to go on. There we go. Does really help. Some of them are obvious, like the top row, or row 4 as it's known in this particular set. That's the bottom row. Okay, almost there now. More of these. Okay, and then we need one of these. Now this one isn't going to stay in place on the PCB. It's just going to drop out as that one, so we will have to solder that one carefully. I'm just going to try and wedge that into place whilst we solder the board. That didn't stay in. Trying to hold it in place. There we go. Okay, so we'll just do one pin on that one and then we'll go from there. But that should be all the board done now. Let's crack on with soldering. Anyone know if 2mm acrylic plate is a good idea? You can do it. It depends on the switches as to whether it'll clip in or not. Sometimes it won't. Hot swappable PCB should be the first one with step caps lock. Nice, yeah, caps lock is the best. I definitely prefer step caps lock to full. Would love a KBD67 V2, now they sell for 300 to 400. What, really? Is a KBD67 really going that high? That's crazy to think. Flex is very nice. I genuinely don't like hot swap for the reason that PCB flex a lot less. Yeah. KBD fans will most likely restock the KBD67 at some point. Chinese New Year and Corona really slowed down. Absolutely true. Right, so the switch that's loose, I'm just going to solder one pin. I'm just going to push this down. I'm going to solder a single pin. And then I'm going to check that the switch is aligned nicely. The rest of them should be fine. There's this particular key here. It looks like it needs a slight twist, so I'm just going to heat it while I twist it. Okay, so I actually need to change the keycap because that's got the little groove on it to say it's one of the homing keys. So we'll change those over in a second. But now we're just going to quickly solder the board together. As I say, I did have to use this PCB from another board, as I gave the PCB that I had for this particular board away. We gave a clipper away to, I think it was Noxygen that won it, just after Christmas. So he has the board now, he's all built it. And we did have a PCB for this particular board, but I gave it away with that. So that's why we're using something slightly different today. Okay. Catch up with chat now. Guys, if you've got any questions that you want to ask me directly, just tag me in chat. Now's the time to ask when I'm not able to do anything else other than the solder. So if you've got any questions you want to ask me directly, put them in chat, tag me at Clack, so I can see them nice and clearly, and I'll answer anything. It doesn't have to be about keyboards. As long as it's stream safe, I will try and answer it to the best of my ability. It can be about anything you like. Everything is sold out on at the minute. Yes. Did you shield the London meetup? Yes. Yes, I've shielded the London meetup Jampot. Yes, I've talked about it a few times. My issue with hot swap is how easy it is to accidentally tear off the sockets, how difficult it is to fix that. Yeah, there can be a pain. I've never been a fan of hot swap sockets, if I'm honest. I've tried them on a few boards, never been a complete convert to them. I much prefer having a board soldered. It just feels a little bit more secure, I guess, to me. Okay. Derek says, what's the desoldering iron you use? I've seen you use it before and it looks nice. I have two. So I have the Hakko FX3000, which actually resides in the garage most of the time rather than in the house. I tend to use that on the car stuff as well, because I do a lot of car work, restoring old cars. So I tend to use that. I also have a cheap eBay one that was 75 quid or something like that, about $80. And that's really, really good, but it's just a generic no-name brand. It's blue and white desoldering station on eBay, and sorry, blue and black, sorry. Dead cheap, and it works just fine. Keep it clean and it'll do whatever you need it to do. It took me about 8 minutes with that one to desolder this board earlier on today. So about the same amount of time as it takes to solder a board to desolder one. Okay. Sire123 says, when using step caps lock, are you actually using it for caps lock? And how thick is that solder wire? This is 0.7mm solder wire. Yes, when I use caps lock, I don't use it as caps lock. I rarely have it as caps lock. I usually change caps lock to control on 90% of my boards. The only time I tend not to do that is if I'm using like a lock switch on caps lock or something like that, because then it doesn't work for control. So if I'm using an MX lock switch or an Alps one, then I'll always have it as caps lock then. But yeah, I rarely use caps lock, but I always use control. Having it there is just a little bit more comfortable for me, especially on wing keyless boards. So my Jane CE that I built a couple of weeks ago, that is programmed with control on caps lock, and then what would be the control in the bottom row is the Windows key, because it's a wing keyless board. There we go. Jay, have you ever listened to IU? No, I haven't. Is that some sort of joke? Am I supposed to get that? I don't know. Okay. Almost there now. Onto the penultimate row. I always use caps lock as control as well, but I really can't seem to get used to step caps lock, even though I think it really looks nice. I prefer step caps lock, especially if I'm using it for control. I don't know why, I just do. Maybe it's just what I'm used to. But interestingly enough, even though I tend to use control there, I prefer the caps lock legend there, or the purse legend, or one of the other icons for caps lock. I much prefer that there than it's say control on that particular key. Perhaps that's because I just like using OG caps so much. Okay, almost there now. Already soldered one pin on this one. Solder the other pin. I am going to go back and just touch that pin up. There we go. Okay, now we've just got the bottom row to do. Jeff Leopard says, trying to Google escape keyboards is a nightmare. Does anyone have a link at Top Clack? It's esckeyboards.com. It's on this little card here. There you go. There is the web address. Hope that helps. And you can get the POM keycaps on there. Now, it is worth bearing in mind that they are the same as the ones from Taobao. I think a lot of people wanting to know if they were or not. They are very much the same. They've got the notations in the same places, everything else. That being said, they do come in colours that you can't get on Taobao or AliExpress or wherever else you're looking. So they have the matcha green, they have the lavender, they have a blue one. They have a few different coloured sets that you can't get there. And they're also going to offer 7 new 1.5U mods and ISO enter as well, which are also not available in the Tableau sets. So all depends on what you're looking for. That's one fancy ass soldering iron. No, it's just a TS100. Dead simple, dead cheap, 60 quid. Focus camera, 60 quid. Copper colour. I've had this for about 3 years. I've used about 15 tips. But yeah, it's really good. Really good. Okay, so there we go, guys. We do need to change a couple of bits around on the keycaps first, because there are a couple of homing keys that I've just happened to put on here, which means I've probably got one in the wrong row, actually. Yeah, so that is the wrong row keycap there. So let's pull this out. And where was the other homing one? There. Pluck that out. ASDF. Oops. Okay, so that didn't go according to plan. We pulled the top of the keycap off, the top of the switch off as well. Luckily these are unlubed. That was not what I was expecting to do. There we go. GHJ. Oh, this isn't going to rip off another one here. Nope, it's done the same again. I won't. How hot are you going on the iron? Oh, I own the same one. 320 to 330 degrees just for soldering. For desoldering, I go up to 420. 100 AUD. Yeah, I don't think these are particularly cheap keycaps. But you pay your money, you take your choice. It's entirely up to you whether you support this particular vendor or not. There we go, so that's all the right profile. So that is row 2 as well. There we go. We just need another cap for the bottom corner. Row 3. Wait, is that right? No, that's wrong as well. Difficult. Row 1 is what I want. Come on. Again, taking the cap off, and it pulls out the top of the switch. These are really, 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 really tight on these stems. Like, incredibly so. Makes me glad I haven't lubed these switches though. So row 4, or row 1, sorry, row 1, there we go. Okay, there we go. So that's all of the keycaps in place. All pretty much straight. That doesn't look straight, but it is. That's straight as well. The keycaps slightly have a curve inwards on some of the longer ones. So what we're seeing is, for example, on this front row, so whilst this is flat here, if I turn it this way, it actually curves like that. Not as much, but that's what's happening. It kind of goes in on the wall. I don't know if you guys can see that. If I hold it like this, you can see that it is slightly curved like that. The back edge is nice and straight. That's lovely and straight. But this front edge, turn it around this way, you might be able to see. Could it be in the shadow? If I go like that, can you see that the shadow is thicker at the sides? There we go. I hope you guys can see that, but yes, that's one of the things to bear in mind. Right, okay, time to pop this in the board. In fact, time to test this and make sure it's all working actually. Let's find a cable. Why can I not find my cable? I literally have a cable here all the time for doing this kind of thing, and the cable has now disappeared. This has not been my stream. Here it is. There we go. This has not been my stream today. And then we'll get the switch hitter up, assuming it makes the noise. There we go. Let's get switch hitter up, and then you guys can see that everything is working. Where's switch hitter? There it is. There you go. So let's go through these keys one at a time and see if everything's working. Let's hold that up. Oh, it's just the cable. Okay. Looks like everything is working so far. There we go. Shift. There we go. Windows doesn't work, but I think that's something we can control it. And that's print screen, weirdly. Wow. Okay, so Windows might be. Okay, so that's an Alt key. That one's not working. It could just be the key map. It's definitely soldered. I'm going to assume it's the key map because everything else works. So there we go. All working nice and neatly. Next thing to do then, guys, is to take the screws out of the case, and then we'll put the board into the case, and we'll give it a typing test and see how it sounds. Okay. Let's just see what you guys are talking about. Get rid of switch hitter. You don't need to see it. We talked about how hot the iron was. Disregard, I'll check the site. I'm into that. I don't know how thick the Taobao ones are. These 1mm or more. They're about the same as they're identical to the Taobao ones, Jeff. They're no different. As far as I can tell, they just come in different colours, but they are identical. Other than that. Yeah, but those keycaps up. They're really, really stiff. Are those phase? No, these are just gap blacks. Just standard gap black switches. That G looks hella off. ASDFG. Really? I think it's just because you can see the hole underneath it, that's all. Doesn't look off. It's definitely flush with the PCB. I think what you've got to remember with these keycaps is they're not all perfectly square, they're slightly misshapen. So none of them, so even like on these short ones, these lines are curved. So I don't know if you guys can see that, but this line across the back edge isn't straight. It's kind of like it's curved like that, not to that extreme, but you can probably see it more so at the front end where my thumb is. They're all curved, so they're not great from that respect, but all POM keycaps look like that. This is a Weeha rip-off thing. It's made in the same factory as Weeha. It's called Wukong, and for all intents and purposes is a Weeha set of screwdrivers. It's just made by a slightly different company. Okay, we need to remove a couple of keycaps so that we can. This is where we're going to damage some more switches. Oh no, there we go. It came off nicely. That's the wrong keycap for there. We can change that in a second. I was hoping that wouldn't rip off the housing, but it has done. There we go. Okay, we just need to take off this key as well. And we can get into the side of the PCB there, and then we just do the same at the other side. Oh man, these keycaps are so tight on the switches. They just hold onto the stems like crazy. I'm really glad I haven't lubed these switches, because I would be getting slightly frustrated if I had, having to touch them all. Okay, we should be able to get in there now. Okay, we need that, and we need the right profile for that top key there. Row 1, row 3. Come on, where are you? Row 3. There we go. Okay, I'm going to pop this in here. I'm going to line that up nicely. Just do a little shake, like hammer drills, maybe. Yeah, maybe. Definitely really considering getting the core kit. Okay. PBT Hive, yes. which screwdriver we could have covered that. Got a couple of hotspot boards I use to test switches, and I almost never pull the switch out when I take off the caps. Might just be the key set I usually use on those. Yeah, these hold on to the keycaps really, really tightly. Okay. Almost there now, guys. Almost built. Okay, one more screw and then we're done. Come on. Okay. And there we go, guys. That is the board built with the POM keycaps from Escape keyboards. Those keycaps make great switch top openers. They do, yeah. There we go. Have I tried the new Infinity key set on the candy bar? I haven't as yet, no, but I do hope to try them. I do hope to get a candy bar as well. Yeah. So there we go. Xcoin Stormex is a physical UK store when there just isn't the need for a physical store. That's the thing. We just don't have enough people to cover a physical store. People just wouldn't go to it, especially not where I live up north as well. Maybe in London, but the price is to rent a store in London. You just wouldn't make the money to keep everything going really well. Yeah, how nice does this go well with the Ultramarine? I'm actually really impressed with how nice that goes. So there we go, guys. That is the new POM keycaps, which are identical to the other ones. They are nice though. They do come in different colours. Let's see how they sound. Mute the music for a second. Okay, so they sound like POM keycaps. They sound just as good. They sound just as good as normal POM keycaps sound, including the Feng ones. They do sound great. This board feels good as well. It's nice and flexible. POM keycaps just sound like it's raining, right? That's what you hear. It sounds like rain. Show the flex in the middle of the board. Okay, so I will show you that here. So if you're watching closely, can you guys see that? There's probably about 2-3 millimeters of flex there. In the center of the board, it's even more. I don't know how visible that is on screen, but you can see it on this top row here. There we go. I hope that that shows you how much flex there is. It's a nice flex. What kind of switches this? These are just normal Gateron black switches, Milky Tops Gap Blacks. That's these bad boys, 61 of them or something like that in this particular keyboard. And these are the new POM Jelly keys that are available on Escape keyboards. So there we go. Yeah, the green looks weirdly nice on the Ultramarine. It works really well, right? What do you guys think to the sound? Well, yeah, I was pushing it all the way down, Visionaire. I was pushing it as far as it could go, but there is... I don't know if you can see it from above. It's always really hard to show you from above, but there is flex when I'm typing. Just how much that's visible to you on the camera is very, very hard to show you unless I put a lot of force on and take it to its best. But just in normal typing, I can see it here moving. I can see it moving maybe 3/4 of a millimeter to a millimeter. Nice. Sounds like a dingy sewing machine. Oh, these sound great. POM keycaps have always sounded great, and they do feel nice as well. You can tell these are unlubed. You can, yes, yes. Interested to see how this recent IC for POM keycaps is going to go. I think these are really nice. So, to be honest, I've never had a big thing for POM keycaps massively in the past. I had a set of the Feng ones from 6 years ago. They were always really nice. The ones I got from Taobao were really nice. I used them for a little bit. These ones are the same, but they come in better colours. I much prefer this green to the rainbow coloured ones, to be honest. But it's just nice to see more of these available, especially having a 7U option, which is the layout that I use for most of my boards. Having a 7U option will be really, really, really good for me. I will really appreciate that, to be honest. So, yeah, it all depends on whether you like them or not. Sound is pretty good for unlubed Gatorons, right? Is the new Novel keycap profile set still to be produced in POM? So as far as I know, Novel Pro hasn't progressed anywhere for maybe a year. Try this on my JO2. My JO2 is in parts at the minute because I've been testing new things. New gaskets that came, which are going to be fitted into the boards that you guys are going to get in production. So I've been testing those. I've also got some new PCBs coming, which are the production ones. So my JO2 is completely disassembled at the minute. And there's no ISO support either, so I wouldn't be able to put on the JO2 yet. How long are you planning to break in the switches and what's your method? Just use it daily at work. So this will be my work board for the next couple of weeks. I will try and break these switches. These sound so good. They do sound really nice to jelly POMs. For unlubed switches, this sounds really, really good. Yeah, so I'm going to be using these in work for the next 3 weeks. As soon as Lodestone arrives, I will desolder this board. I'll take the switches out, I'll take them away, I will lube them, I will put them into Lodestone on stream, and you guys will get to see that. So yeah, they look really good. I'm guessing it has to do with the mounting as well. I doubt it would sound as good on the other board. Maybe not. Maybe not. Don't know. Space sounds great. How long before we get UHMWPE caps? Until someone makes them. I will try and use the stems at some point. I haven't used the UHMWPE stems in anything as yet, apart from some test switches. I really do need to get around to that. Really do need to get around to that. Oh, we did say we were going to give away one of these games as well. So I forgot about this earlier on, but because we hit the height level 3, I said we was going to give away one of these games. I'm just going to pick one at random. So let's go for this one. It could be rubbish. It could be great. You guys don't need to do anything to enter. Let me set up Lightbot and we'll pick a winner. Giveaways. Mods are eligible. I don't know who's watching. Active user. Okay, so anyone in the past 15 minutes is active. Guys, if you just chat away in chat, just put like dots in chat or whatever you want, F5, press X, press F, whatever you want, and someone's going to win this in a couple of minutes. So I'll give it a couple of minutes. You guys just put whatever you want into the stream chat. No one gets any extra look. Everyone gets the same look on this, and we'll just give this away. So this is called Cube with a QUBE Director's Cut. It's a Steam game. Definitive version of the brain-twisting first-person puzzler. Using this could be crap. I've never played this, so if it's crap, I'm sorry. Special high-tech gloves to manipulate cubes in the environment. The player solves an array of conundrums, from physics-based challenges to 3D jigsaws to platform-based tasks. Could be good, could be crap. I have no idea, but we'll give it away just because. Poop. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that. Who said poop? Penguin droppings. Thank you very much for that. Just because we said we would, and because you guys were great and did the hype train. Yeah, I don't know what to make my mind up about these POM keycaps. I think if I hadn't got these sent to me to review, I would probably have bought these in this colour anyway, because I think they look great. Whether I'd buy any more, not sure. Can I give away a GMK set as well? No. Maybe at the meetup. Come to the meetup. Maybe I'll do one there. Nice try, Jampo. Right, there's 23 of you eligible, but there's 112 of you watching, guys. So go for it. Get you. Just put dots in chat just to get yourselves in the bloody giveaway. That's all you need to do. The stems feels great in Milky Top Black bottom Gatorongs. They wobble a bit more sadly, but they feel great. Yes, I have tried them in those, and I've tried them in Telio's, I've tried them in Zelio's housing, I've tried them in Yock housings, and they all felt just fine, to be honest with you. But I haven't built or put them in a board, so yeah, we shall see. Someone saying dots haven't shipped yet though. Well, you can still put a period in chat instead, then maybe you speak American rather than UK English, Daniel. Or you can even put an F in chat, RIP, or something like that. You don't have to, you can put anything in. Problems with the Nomad set, apparently. I did see that from Candy Keys. I don't know if that stopped the actual base kits going out or not. I didn't buy GMK dots. I wish I had. I'm hoping to get an extra, so we shall see. That is definitely on my list of things to pick up. Cool. Okay, so there's only 30 of you eligible at the minute. I'm going to give it literally 30 seconds, then I'm just going to roll and give the winner. Whoever it is, I will get the code for this and I'll give it to you on Discord. If you're on Discord, you just reach out to me and we'll do it that way. But yeah. Only 30, yeah, people just aren't posting to chat vote on it. It's as simple as that. 31 now, 31 eligible users right now. So yeah, in fact, I might be able to even. Oh, let me see if I can share this with you. Let me see if I can share it when I roll it, and then you guys can see exactly how I do it. Hold on. Okay, so if I do that, there you go, you guys can see exactly what I can see. 32 eligible users, it says just up here. If I highlight that, does it show? There you go, 32 eligible users right now. Everyone's available to win, active user, no extra luck, 15 minutes is all you need to have gone before you put something in. Those are all the people that are in. If your name's not in that list, you ain't in. Right, it's a little bit longer than that. It does go down to Zomkit. There's a couple that you can't see just off the bottom. So there we go. I think the Tind will be fire though. Yes, I want to try the Tind as well. Mange says, I built 2 boards with them, one with Yock housings and one with Vint back bottoms and Milky Tops. Yocks are really inconsistent, sadly. Vint back bottoms with Milky Tops sound and feel great though. Well, I will definitely try that out at some point. I just need to get around to building it. But yes, I'm looking forward to the Tind too. Yeah. Okay, so there's 34 of you. I'm just going to roll it. Let's see who wins the code for the game. Key Bobo, there you go. Following since March 6, 2020. So he's literally going to be following for 2 days, but there you go. He has won. So Key Bobo, you are watching. He said, oof, let's go. If you're on the Discord, reach out to me on Discord because it's much easier for me to give you a code on there. If you're not, just send me a whisper on Twitch and I should get that. In fact, let me just go to the Twitch site. No, that's not it. There we go. Oh, okay. If you whisper at me now I will get it. There we go. Let me get rid of that so you guys can't see it. Pin me on Discord. Right. Okay. Great. You can do that as well. There we go. Cool. So as I say, I'm not going to do anything more this stream. I've got a really busy day tomorrow, guys. I'm really happy you came and saw the POM keycaps with me, saw me do the build. I'm really happy with how that's turned out. I think that looks really, really good, actually. That ultramarine with that mint green matcha colour, I think it works really well. It looks really well. So I'm excited to use this at work for the next couple of weeks and go from there. So congrats, Keybobo. Should we give another one away? Should we just do one more? Just give another one away. This is called Prime Mover. That's Keybobo's. Fuck it, let's just do one. Let's just give another one away. Let me just go back to that. I won't display it here and bring it back up again. But let's give another one away. Vogon PT, there you go, Vogon. You have won Prime Mover. There you go. Another game that you've won. I have no idea. These games were all given to me, so I'm just gonna give them away because why not? But there you go, Vogon wins Prime Mover. I know Vogon, I can definitely reach out to him on Discord. So yeah, there we go. This one's worth $15. The other one's worth $10. This one's worth $15. So there you go. There you go. 2 games given away. I would love this case. I'm guessing it's pre-order item like all Mechanisk items. Yes, I believe it is. I was looking to get this as a review sample, one of the very, very few boards I've had for free. I'm really looking forward to it. I'll probably use this for a little while and then I'll probably give it away because that's what I do with any board that I get for free. Maybe when I desolder this in a couple of weeks' time and I use the switches for the lodestone, I might give this case away. Maybe just give this away as part of the lodestone stream or something like that. I don't know. Maybe that's what we'll do. But it is a beautiful colour. It's really nice. Really, really nice. So there we go. Any lodestone juicy details or updates? So the boards are in manufacture. I actually have a couple of different versions of lodestone on the way. So I've got my standard Chinese manufacturer making one. Salvan's also going to make one as well. He might be doing something a little bit different, a little bit special for it. So we shall see. But yes, hopefully this month I will have at least one of those prototypes in hand. But when we do the lodestone stream, I will give away this case, because why not? I'm not going to J-score it because it's not a proper build, Wilson. There's no plate in there. Everyone complained when I did a J-score on a board that hadn't got the switches lubed, so I'm probably not going to do a J-score on this particular one. So the key set, if I wasn't using this, the key set that I would use on this board is GMK Waves. So if I wasn't using that particular key set, like a plastic cover, I would use this because I think that that would go seriously well. Let's flip it upside down so you guys can see. I think that would go seriously well. What do you guys think? That's the key set that I would use. That is the key set that I would use. So there we go. GMK Metro. I do have Metro. It's on my E6.5, which doesn't work. So there we go. Bearded Nutting, thank you very much again for the 100 bits. Yeah, so Senor Coconut, I would absolutely recommend Waves for this if you've got it. We wouldn't complain if it was lubed. No, you'd complain that it's not lubed. Vegan. So there we go. Denim might look good on that board. I don't have Denim or Voyage, sadly. Waves would definitely look good on it. I put Vaporwave on it. I'm not sure Vaporwave would go. Let's see. Do you guys think Vaporwave would go? I don't think that goes. Sorry, but I don't think Vaporwave goes with it. I think it's just clashes too much. So whoever suggested Vaporwave for it, sorry, but you are wrong. GMK Handbite works with everything. Yes, it's actually on my Satisfaction 75, just there on the wall. That's on my Satisfaction 75, so Handbite will go with anything. I agree. Use not into green, but Waves is really pretty. Yes. For the guy who asked, yes, the difference is huge if you move the middle standoff, so I recommend doing so. Yeah, I mean, there's a huge difference between boards like that. So there we go. Need GMK Minimal. Minimal is on this board just here, which is another Mechanist board. It's a Clipper. So I've got Minimal on there. Light Cycle I don't have to hand, and I don't have there isn't a GMK version of it. Calm Depths I think we can have a look at, see if it'll go. Let's have a look, see if Calm Depths would go. See what you guys think. Yeah, that works really well. GMK Calm Depths would also look really good on that. Yeah, that really works. Anything else you guys want to see? I feel like I'm just showing you the colours, guys, and that's it. Atlantis, don't have that. Skeletor, I do have Skeletor, but it's not to hand. That's actually with a friend at the minute, so I can't show you that. It wouldn't work though because it's purple. Sorry, it wouldn't go. It just wouldn't work. It just wouldn't look good. There we go. Get my desk mat nice and clean. Dots would probably work. Yes, dots probably would work, but I don't have dots, so I can't check that. Skeletor is going to run again this month, I believe, on Originative, so keep your eyes peeled. TA90, I don't have TA90, but what I do have to hand, if I don't knock everything over, so this, guys, this is the original key set from a TA90, what are they called? Typewriters, that's the word. So this is the original TA90 keycap set. These are PBT, Cherry PBT, die-subbed keycaps. And these are the original ones, so there you go, you get the old big ass enter. That would absolutely go with this particular board. It would work really well. You get some really good legends on some of these keycaps. Watch me not be able to find any right now. Repeat, nice legend. These are dirty as hell, so I do need to clean them. You get C control. There you go, look. There is some others as well. Backspace experience, or express, I'm not sure what it's supposed to be. There you go, you get all of these different features. Even the 8's got an extra tertiary sub-legend on it. So there we go. These are really, really, really nice. I'm going to pair the alphas of that with GMK Blue Glue. I've also got some really, really manky stabilizers that I stole from the same typewriter. Look how bad they are. It doesn't even want to focus on that. There you go. Look how bad they are. Really, really manky. We're going to give them a clean up and see what we can make the best out of them. So yes, that would absolutely work on this board. There you go. Let me show you. See, that would look just great. I can't get them to rest up there. That'll do. Cam depth is perfect. Yes, cam depth works really well, Zambu. It does. You are absolutely right. I think Hyperfuse will look good on it too. Hyperfuse has got too much purple in it. It wouldn't look good, Wilson. If you really want me to, I can grab the board with Hyperfuse on. So, personally, I don't think Hyperfuse would go. Up to you if you think it would, but I don't think that works very well, personally. I think the calm depths one was good. Rust to minimise the stab rattle. Yeah, I'm going to change the wires and clean up the housings. Repeat is best repeat, absolutely. They are really nice. Yes, they are. They love the keycaps. S-Express. Yeah, S-Express. Backspace experience is the best backspace experience. Absolutely. Originative going to have another round of Hyperfuse as well. Oh, really? Nice. There have been so many rounds of Hyperfuse. Jay, try Everglide stabs, stab wire, they're nice on them. Yeah, so the last build I did, I put the Everglide stabilizer wire into some clip-in housings on my Jane, and that worked really, really well. Was really happy with that. Jane's just to the side there. That worked really well. You're absolutely right. Yes, I really enjoyed that. Tombry's here as well. He said TA90. Yeah, so I don't have TA90. Well, I do, but not to hand. I've actually lent that to a friend. But as I said, I have got the original Triumph Adler keycaps from the typewriter, which happen to be cherry die subs. So yeah, they would work really well on that board. Fully agree. Cool. Okay then, guys, I think that's it for the stream tonight. It is time for me to call it a night. I've got a really early start. I'm on the train at 4:30 in the morning. It's now 9:45. We'll be back next week. I will give these away to the winners. Guys, if you DM me on Discord straight away, I will get these out to you straight after the stream. First thing I'll do. But yeah, I'm gonna have to call it a night there. But thank you very much for joining, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Crashes, good night. I have some sound tests on Spirit bars versus original GMK stab bars. They're definitely the best I've tried. Glad to hear it. I'll definitely do that. Thanks, guys. Thank you, Zambumion. Thank you, Tombury. Thank you, Anarchy. Hope to see you all soon. Take care, guys. Bye bye.